Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you may be in the world, and welcome to the beautiful region of Nuremberg, where we have settled down as the NXT Gen Cup for our first round of the season. 4 races will be done throughout the weekend. This will be the first of 4. Races will be 15 minutes long, and as you know, it's all electric junior series. This track, a bit more about it. This is a starting grid. It's Lucas Stiefelhagen in P1, Kelvin de Groot on P2. Victor Nielsen concludes the top 3. Linus Gennelund in P4. Enzo Holman, P5. Alex Gustafsson in 6th. Lawrence Rule in 7th. Patricia Stalizzane in P8. P9 for Philip Bartosz. Benjamin Mazetis in P10. Graham Hofmans in P11. Jacqueline Kreutzpointner in P12. Sophie Hoffman in P13. The second of the twins in P14, Alessia Kreutzpointner. That is how we line up for the grid. We'll throw it down to Marin for an interview with the series coordinator, Frederik Lestrup.
Ganz genau. Thanks a lot, Dan. Ich stehe hier mit Frederik Lestrup, dem Serienkoordinator, der Mann auch, der uns ganz, ganz viel erzählen kann. Nicht nur über die Serie, sondern auch über die Autos, denn ich habe mir sagen lassen, er hat sie selbst gebaut. Frederik, erstmal herzlich willkommen. Schön, dass du deinen Platz auf dem Kommentatorenposten da neben deinem Kollegen Dan noch einen Moment warten lässt, damit du hier mit uns kurz stehen kannst. Deine Autos haben hier hinter uns ganz heimlich, still und leise schon hier ihre Startpositionen bezogen. Der NXT Gen Cup, eine vollelektrische Rennserie, mit Autos basierend auf einem Mini-Chassis, aber du hast ganz, ganz viel daran geändert. Erzähl uns ein bisschen was.
Genau, wir sind richtig happy hier zu sein auf Norisring, diese legendäre Rennstrecke. Genau, wir haben selbst 20 voll elektrische Rennautos gebaut. Wir wollen eine Meisterschaft für die Umwelt machen und auch für junge Fahrer. So, die Fahrer auf dem Startgrid sind 15 bis 25 Jahre alt. Wir haben 2 Fahrer, die nur 15 Jahre alt sind. Und es ist ein riesengroßes Projekt für uns. Wir haben letztes Jahr 6 Rennen gemacht und dieses Jahr fahren wir ja mit DTM 4 Rennwochenenden. Wir fangen hier an und das freut uns viel. Wie du gesagt hast, wir haben selbst die Autos gebaut. Wir haben 30 Kilowattstunden Batterie, ungefähr 190 PS. Zweimal in jedem Rennen kann der Fahrer einen Knopf drücken und noch 60 PS kriegen für 5 Sekunden, dass die einfach die andere überholen kann. So die Rennen wird schon spannend werden.
Und die Jungs hier, die müssen, und Mädels sind ja auch am Start, die müssen richtig fleißig sein am Wochenende, denn ihr fahrt 4 Rennen heute und morgen.
Genau, wir fahren 8 Sessions insgesamt und 2 Rennen heute. Morgen fangen wir an mit Qualifying und noch 2 Rennen. So genau, der Fahrer hat richtig viel zu tun hier.
Wahnsinn. Du hast eben schon gesagt, es sind ganz viele wirklich Youngsters am Start mit 15 Jahren, die gerade erst anfangen im Motorsport. Wie groß ist denn die Altersspanne? Wie alt ist der Älteste oder die Älteste?
Ich glaube, die Älteste ist 23 und die meisten sind unter 18. Und das bedeutet auch, wenn wir die Papierabnahme hier machen, muss auch die Eltern dabei sein, alles unterschreiben. So, das ist ganz cool.
Großartig. Also wirklich eine Rennserie, in der die Jüngsten alles lernen können, worauf es ankommt im Motorsport, und das in Verbindung mit eben diesem Nachhaltigkeitsgedanken, Motorsport der Zukunft, elektrische Antriebe. Nehmt auch sonst eigentlich den Teams und Fahrern sehr viel Arbeit ab, weil ihr die Autos zentral vorbereitet. Aber sie bekommen trotzdem alles nahegelegt, was sie lernen müssen. Also auch, wie man eben mit so einem Auto arbeitet, wie man Daten auswertet. Da ist also auch neben den Rennen immer einiges zu tun für euch.
Ja, viel zu tun. Wir haben so eine Akademie gemacht für die Fahrer. Wir haben 5 Ingenieure, das nach jedem Training oder Qualifying oder Rennen analysieren die Datei mit den Fahrern, dass wir die Fahrer hilft, besser zu werden. Und wie du gesagt hast, wir betreuen alle Autos in unserem Team. Und die beste Dinge mit das ist, wir können sicher machen, dass jeder Fahrer identische Autos hat. Niemand kann mehr bezahlen, ein besseres Team haben. Alle haben dasselbe Team, selbe Voraussetzungen. Und jede Wochenende tauchen wir auch Auto. So, die fährt niemals dasselbe Auto in den Wochenenden.
Wahnsinn. Also auf den Fahrer kommt es an in dieser Serie, und was die Fahrer jetzt im ersten Rennen hier zu bieten haben, das schauen wir uns an. Frederik, du darfst jetzt deinen Stuhl hier zum Streckenkommentator einnehmen. Danke, dass du dir Zeit genommen hast, und wir sehen uns bestimmt dann noch mal wieder bei einem der anderen Rennen und hören mehr. Also auf geht's. Start des NXT Gen Cup. Viel Spaß.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Frederick. We are underway for the first race of this season in the Next Gen Cup. It's a good start for our pole sitter, Lucas Stiefelhagen. Kelvin de Groot behind that in the slipstream of the grey car. Under attack already from Lund on the outside at the moment. Frederick, you've made your way to the commentary booth. Terrific interview you did there. Into turn one, we already have a car off. Is that Lund on the outside? I think it is. Green flag waved on the exit. And we have a couple of cars off at turn one at the moment. Oh, Lucas Stiefelhagen with a good start. It's a long run down on the turn one, Frederick. And he kept the lead.
It's a shame for Linus. A shame for Linus, obviously starting P4, cold tires. He was pushing hard into the first corner and obviously spun the car. That's not the best way to start from fourth on the grid. We have Chantal as well, Röner, stuck at turn one, not really sure what's happening. But yeah, let's see. It's quite a gap already. Oh, he's locking up the brakes. Stiefelhagen going into the last corner. De Groot is managing to overtake him.
Up the inside. Of course, we have pushed it past. The question is, when are we going to use this? We have a safety car out on track. And now the question is, Frederick, who was ahead when this safety car was put out on track? I think the drivers have figured this out themselves. It's Lucas Stiefelhagen who takes the front of the field. The safety car is called out. There it is, the mini safety car. Kelvin de Groot in P2. Enzo Holman wasn't quite happy with his qualifying yesterday. Must be happy with the start he's had in this first lap. P3 for him. Alex Gustafsson, Mr. Consistent from last season. Top 5 consistently. He's doing the same thing again this year. P4 for him at the moment. And it's Patricia in P5 at the moment.
Yes, I mean, we have number 12. It is it is Philip Bartos that has a problem. Sadly, they need to tow him off the track. Not really sure. Doesn't seem to be an issue.
Here we have a replay of the start. It was a good start for our pole sitter Lucas Stiefelhagen. Was on it straight away. The 50 of Victor Nielsen did not get away at all on the starting grid. That puts him right to the back of the field. Then it was on the outside. It was Linus Lund. Let's see what happens to him into turn one. Does he just lock up the race? He just goes straight on, then locks up the race, and round he goes. A bit of inexperience, of course. A lot of new drivers here this weekend, and these are things that they will learn from. Also, Lucas Stiefelhagen, our pole sitter, locks up into turn one. He manages to get it round in time. Knocked the mirror during qualifying yesterday. We know that on a straight track like this, if you haven't scraped the mirror on the wall, have you really pushed it, Frederick? But also sad to see for Philip. Best qualifying position in the series this season and last season together, and out.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame for Philip. He really improved during the course of yesterday. We had 2 practice sessions. We had a qualifying session. He qualified P9, if I'm not mistaking myself. So it's a shame he has to end the race like this, but he will for sure get back. We have another race this afternoon, and tomorrow we have another qualifying and 2 more races. So these drivers, they really have to use their fitness training to get through these races. So we also know, Dan, that Stiefelhagen, who is leading the race in the Bondix car, and De Groot, they are both from the Netherlands, just like yourself.
Yes.
And we know that they are planning to help each other in this race. They don't want to risk anything in the first few corners. It's the first race of the season, so they are helping each other to make sure they are in the front. And for sure, they will be fighting with each other at the end of the race.
Yeah, you know how close this field can be. We saw it last season. If you start fighting at the front, the pack can catch up really quickly, and the whole top 11 was within a second of each other. This means that when you start fighting, you can drop back in one lap from P1 all the way down to P5 if you're not careful and if you lose momentum. So it's just smart to help each other, especially, you know, you speak the same language out of the car. In the car, they do as well if they help each other. Kelvin de Groot and Lucas Stiefelhagen at the front of the field. I know that Victor Nielsen was going to try and put a spanner in the works there. He can't sadly anymore for the time being because of his start at the moment. If we look at our timing screen, he's down in P9.
Exactly. So, für unsere Zuschauer hier auf der Rennstrecke, wir haben erste Runden gemacht. Philipp Bartos in die Nummer 12 hat ein Probleme gehabt, musste in die Boxengasse geschleppt werden. Wir haben Safety-Car-Phase. Führender ist Lucas Stiefelhagen von Pole Position. Zweiter ist Kelvin de Groot. Die beiden sind von die Niederländer. Und die haben miteinander gesagt, wir sollen einander helfen in die ersten Runden, weg von den anderen Leuten fahren und dann am Ende miteinander kämpfen. So, wir sind eine volle elektrische Meisterschaft. Wir haben 20 elektrische Minis gebaut. Wir haben 30 Kilowattstunden Batterie, ungefähr 180 PS und zweimal in jedem Rennen kann der Fahrer einen Knopf drücken, 60 mehr PS kriegen und überholen. Ich kann sehen, dass nicht viele Leute hat es schon benutzt, so später, ich glaube viel später, benutzt der Fahrer diese extra PS.
We have a mega straight out of the last corner, Frederick. A straight that is wide enough for these cars to go maybe even more than 5 wide. Here we go. Safety car is in this lap. We're going to resume racing. And this is always great to see. All the cars that were stranded out on track have been brought back either behind the barrier or into pit lane. Lucas Stiefelagen frantically weaving to get some heat into the tires, warm up the tires. Kelvin de Groot is immediately on him. He knows that he needs to be on him in order for him to maybe try and move down at the turn one, goes really wide on the exit of the last corner, then he floors it. And we're back to green flag racing. Good start from Lucas Stiefelagen. Good restart from Lucas Stiefelagen. Enzo Holman in the 7 behind that. The Schunk car, he's maybe going to try and look to maybe use some push to pass here. Maybe take the front of the field. It looks like everyone at the moment is staying put down at the turn one. Long run into turn one from the last corner. A lot of slipstreaming. 23 seconds of flat out from the last corner down at the turn one, Frederick.
I can say that only 2 drivers have used their push to pass. So basically everyone is saving it for the end of the races. Enzo Holman, P3 at the moment. He was not happy with qualifying. He qualified 4th. And as you can see, Victor Nielsen, qualifying 3rd, is in 9th position. So he's lost a lot of ground. So he really has a lot of work to do now to catch up with the guys and gain some points. Here we can see Victor Nielsen already overtaking in the Varta car.
Jacqueline Kreutzpoint, I want to point out her. She, of course, started all the way back in the field. And she's made her way all the way up to P7. So a great couple of opening laps for her. Of course, Lucas Stiefelagen still staying at the front of the field, closely challenged by Kelvin de Groot and Enzo Holman. It's a fight between Victor Nielsen up the inside, I think, of Patricia. And he makes his way past of the number 10. This is indeed Jacqueline Kreutzpointner in the red and white car down the front stretch. So Victor Nielsen busy making his way back up to the front of the field. You can see what this has done. This is exactly what we mean. The fighting that they've just done has opened up a bit of a gap to the front to Benjamin Mazetis. An overtake. This is for P3 in the race. Alex Gustafsson up the insides of Enzo Holman. He takes that place. It's great racing from front to back, Frederick.
It's really good, and they still have not used any push to pass, and we need to give Patricia Keita Stalitzade some really positive. She's in 5th position. She qualified 10, started 10 in this race, and she's already up to position 5.
She's holding her own there in P5 as well, creating a bit of a gap to Benjamin Mazetis behind her. Victor Nielsen together with him trying to catch up. The gap for Victor Nielsen, 2 seconds at the moment. Let's see if he can close this down. Maybe use a tactical push to pass, get back into the slipstream of the car ahead and work from there. Lucas Stiefelagen still dictating the pace at the front. The fight is behind that though. Enzo Holman having another look at the insides of Alex Gustafsson. Those two have to watch out that they don't let the top 2 get away, because we know they're going to work together.
No one is using push to pass, and the fastest lap of the race so far is Alex Gustafsson in P3. Enzo Holman using the slipstream in the Schunk car. Will he make an attack into the first corner? He's lining up on the inside. Who will break latest? Let's see. We can't see on the TV pictures at the moment. But Enzo Holman is passing Alexander Gustafsson into turn 1.
The better exit though for Alexander Gustafsson. You can't really overtake into the Chardonnay. You have to be really brave to send it round the outside there. It'll give you the inside for the second part of the chicane, but as we can see, Alex Gustafsson maybe taking the smart way, not fighting it too much, trying to catch up to the guys in front, Kelvin de Groot and Lucas Stiefelagen. I think we almost saw them bum draft down the front straight, Frederick.
Yeah, this is good racing. And also Linus Schannelund, who accidentally spun in the first corner, obviously ending up last out of the first corner on the first lap. He's up to P10 at the moment, and he's got the fastest lap of the race, doing a great job.
Coming from a sim racing background, not having much experience in a car, he's been, I think, one of the many surprises this weekend in this field. Frederick up the inside. Here he goes. Linus Schennelund. This is up the inside of the 23. This is Rule that he goes past. This is also Graham Hofmans in the background, trying to capitalize on Rule losing maybe a little bit of momentum down the front stretch. None of these drivers really using push to pass at the moment, as we can see. It's the 11 of Kreutzpointner in the background as well, trying to make a look up the inside. inside. It's Alex Gustafsson once again trading positions with Enzo Holman. I have a feeling these two might be using each other to catch up to the front, using the slipstream down the front straight, overtaking into turn one. Once again, it is, Jänalund making his way up the inside, this time of Victor Nielsen, I think.
Richtig spannende Rennen hier. Lukas Stiefelhagen ist in Führung. Calvin de Groot, er wartet nur hinter, er macht nichts. Er weiß, dass es ist noch ein paar Runden zu fahren. In dem Top, keine Fahrer in der Top 6 hat sein Push-to-Pass benutzt. Zweimal können sie die benutzen. Alle warten auf die letzte Runde. Platz 3 ist richtig offen. Enzo Hallmann in dem Schunk-Auto und auch Alexander Gustafsson in dem weißen Auto kämpft über die dritte Position im Rennen. Und richtig spannend. Linus Jänalund in dem blauen STFG-Auto hat erste Runde, erste Kurve rückwärts gegangen, war letzte, aber jetzt auf Platz 8.
This is the Hankook car, the 47 of Hoffmann. Oh, this is being pushed onto the gravel. Nearly the only gravel you find on this track, together with the 11.
Und Benjamin Massatis in dem Hexes Auto, Startnummer 35, hat sich ein bisschen hinterher geblockt, aber die Kurve geschafft. So Benjamin Massatis, start number 35, he struggled a bit at qualifying. He's now in P6, so he's just in front of Victor Nielsen, fighting hard for positions. He struggled with the brake balance in qualifying. He actually went back first a few times, still trying to adapt, just in front of the Varta car with Victor Nielsen.
You can see that the top two has gotten away, really. I think it's a two-horse race at the front of the field now. We have to see them start to fight if we want to see a change in the gap that we have. Enzo Holman, he is now in P3, but a change for position. Patricia has made her way past Alex Gustafsson. Will now someone use push-to-pass?
Patricia just used push-to-pass to catch Alexander Gustafsson. So Patricia has actually used, let me see, she has used one. She has one remaining, so she used it to get further up the field.
Graham Hoffmans has also just used push-to-pass. You can see that on our timing screens. Alex Gustafsson, he's up into P4 again because Patricia is now under attack from the 35 of Benjamin Mazetis. He makes his way past, and you can see what that does. Loses momentum, loses 3 positions in the process. It's Victor Nielsen on the outside still. Patricia still is on the inside of Victor. Has to be given room into the Sherlaes up the inside. That's a great move. Holds her own and gets that position back up into P6 she goes. But you can see what losing momentum does. It's such a big factor in these cars, and well, that's 2 positions lost but 1 position regained.
Patricia is doing a really good job following these guys. Most of these guys in the front has raced the full season last year, and Patricia is really impressing here, fighting with the top group. So Lukas Stiefelhagen in the Bondix car, we know that the group behind him is just waiting. You can see how he's using the slipstream but not trying to attack, not doing anything. We've got 1 more lap to go after this, let's see.
I think it'll be interesting to see what these two at the front do. I think you can be friends until it comes to that first place, to the victory. Let's see if someone uses push-to-pass. They both have 2 left, if I'm not wrong. Down to turn 1 once again. Patricia in a fight with Alex Gustafsson, Benjamin Mazetis. Enzo Holman has gotten away a little bit from this fight, and so has Alex Gustafsson. Victor Nielsen has also caught up to this now, so he's right back into the fight for P5 at least, the top 5. Of course, remember, we reversed the top 8 for race number 2, so at the moment it will be Linus Jänalund, our sim racer, who would be on the pole position for race number 2. Let's finish race number 1 first, into the last corner. This is going to be interesting, Fredrik. Do you think Kelvin de Groot will try something into turn 1 now?
We will see. I think the fight for 5th position is the most exciting one at the moment. And with Benjamin Massatis fighting for 5th position, it's the final lap. He's activating his push-to-pass in the Hexis car. He will for sure overtake Patricia now. You can see him overtaking on the start-finish line. Victor Nielsen is using his push-to-pass. Enzo Hallman is using his push-to-pass. We've got a push-to-pass championship at the moment, Dan.
Our timing screens are lighting up like a Christmas tree. Into turn 1, Victor Nielsen braking late. Patricia braking late. Benjamin Mazetis braking late. Who's the latest of the late breakers? That's Benjamin Mazetis. Keeps that position in front of Patricia. He's overtaken her with push-to-pass on the start-finish straight. These two at the front of the field, at the sharp end of the field. Still line astern, these two, as they have been all race. They have now Both use push to pass. This will cancel out the use of push to pass for both. Let's see when they use this second use of push to pass. I have a feeling though, coming into the last corner, Kelvin having a look, maybe trying to unsettle Lucas Stiefelhagen a little bit. And he has done so. Lucas Stiefelhagen has gone wide. They will now both use push to pass to the line. It's going to be a run. At the moment, Kelvin de Groot with a nose ahead. They touch coming on to the start-finish straight. It's going to be a photo finish between the two. And it's going to be Lucas Stiefelhagen who wins the first race of the season. The two Dutchies, the Flying Dutchmen at the front of the field, made it a photo finish. It's Lucas Stiefelhagen, 37 thousandths of a second ahead of Kelvin de Groot. Then it's Enzo Holman in P3 and Alice Gustafsson in P4. Patricia in P5, Victor Nielsen P6, Benjamin Mazetis in P7, Linus Jenelund in 8, then Jacqueline Kreutzpointner in P9, then it is Hofman in P10, Graham Hofmans in P11, Lawrence Ruhl in P12, the second of the twins Kreutzpointner in P13. This is that moment, had a look up the inside of Lucas. Lucas knew that it was going to happen, still went wide. This is what we call beautiful racecraft and beautiful overview from the both of them, but it wasn't quite enough for him to take the victory. Both used push to pass out of the last corner, and in the end it was Lucas Stiefelhagen by 37 thousandths of a second. Siri Huckveld with a bit of a difficult race at the back. Of course, she missed some practice due to a crash in FP1, had to sit out FP2 as well, only could go out for qualifying really. So considering that, looking at the lap times, I think definitely a good chance in race number 2, and runner in P15. Here we go. This is how we have finished. Like I said, Lucas Stiefelhagen, 37 thousandths of a second. Patricia, the quickest girl on the grid in P5. Alice Gustafsson and Enzo Holman, they were fighting for the whole race as well. The both Swedes, 3rd and 4th. Victor Nielsen, the only Danish driver in the championship, he finishes P6. Benjamin Mazetis in 7th, the German, highest finishing German driver. And Linus Jenelund in P8, our sim racer. A great comeback drive for him after a spin in Turn 1, lap 1. Jacqueline Kreutzpointner, P9. Sophie Hofman in P10. Graham Hofmans in P11. It's a bit of a Hofman party down in P10-11. Lawrence Ruhl in P12 and Alicia Kreutzpointner in P13. Here we have our top 3. Lucas Stiefelhagen and Kelvin de Groot and Enzo Holman. It was a great tactical race in the end. There is Kelvin de Groot. Here's Lucas Stiefelhagen, our winner of race number 1. The carbon neutral racer from the Netherlands, the number 9. The two Dutchies worked perfectly together at the front of the field.
Yes. Well done. Oh, good job. Congratulations. Well done.
Good job.
Yeah, good job.
Okay. Ich würde gerne hier machen, aber die Autos sind
Hey Lucas.
Lucas?
Yes.
Ja, das wir bereit. Lucas, you're Lucas, right?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's throw it downstairs to Marin for an interview with our winner of race number 1.
Of course, we want to talk to the winner of the first race of the season in the NXT Gen Cup, Lucas Stiefelhagen, after a great photo finish. And we also would like to talk later to the guy with whom you were finishing on the last meters. So the race from your point of view, how happy are you?
Yeah, I'm very happy. Of course, the first race, these are good points. And yeah, it was really close at the end. We tried to make a gap with the number 3. So yeah, I think it worked out really well.
What did you think when he was appearing beside you on the last meters?
Yeah, I had my push to pass left and he did too, but I think I pressed it a little bit earlier, so I had a bit more speed on the straight and therefore I came nearby him, so yeah.
Okay, also der Push-to-Pass-Button war hier so ein bisschen das Geheimnis. Und natürlich hat er sich gedacht, oh nein, jetzt fährt er hier neben mir. Aber es hat eben am Ende gereicht, um diese paar Meter. I would also like to talk to you, Kelvin. German, English?
English.
English, okay. So we continue in English. Congrats to you too. It was really such a close finish. You were so close to the win, but still happy with second place also, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was amazing. This is like how you want cup racing. Yeah, we spoke before the race because it was so a tiny gap in qualifying, and we helped each other the whole race. And you saw we took the gap because the guys behind were fighting with us, and yeah, it was just amazing. But he just had a little moment in the last corner because I was waiting for the last corner. I almost messed it up, locking up in turn 1, but he did also. So we were pushing each other, and I think it's just maybe half a meter over the straight and finish. So it was amazing. I liked it.
It was great to see. We let you go to the victory party, so they are waiting for you already, I think. Congrats to the top 3, who we will see in a few seconds up there. And I give you a very, very short translation of what he says. Of course, the guys are so happy. Die sind natürlich super, super happy. Und der Kelvin hat eben schon gesagt, dass es schon sich abgezeichnet hat im Quali, wie eng es wird. Das Rennen hat es gezeigt. Wir wollen jetzt die Sieger ehren und dazu gebe ich nochmal ab an den Kommentator.
Thank you very much, Marian. It was a great race, like they said, from the top 2. In the end, like I said, 37 thousandths of a second was the difference at the line. That's even less, Kelvin, than half a car. That's how close it was. Let's head to the podium.
Dann kommen wir zur ersten Siegerehrung an diesem Norisring-Wochenende Next Gen Cup. Und in der Reihenfolge auf Platz 3. Herzlichen Glückwunsch, Enzo Heimann. Der Zweitplatzierte, Kevin de Groot. Und der Sieger des ersten Rennens des Next Gen Cup. Herzlichen Glückwunsch, Lukas Stiefelhagen. Und zu Ehren des Siegers hören wir nun die Nationalhymne der Niederlande. Die Hymne für den Sieger. Und jetzt gibt es natürlich noch die Pokale aus den Händen von Frederik Lestrup, dem Serienpromoter und Organisator, für den Drittplatzierten. Glückwunsch nochmal, Enzo Heimann. Der zweite Platz, ebenfalls übergeben von Frederik Lestrup, geht an Kelvin de Groot. Und jetzt bekommt er auch noch seine Trophäe für den ersten Sieg an diesem Wochenende. Herzlichen Glückwunsch, Lukas Stiefelhagen. Das die Pokale und ich würde sagen, einmal zusammen get together on the podium, please, for the photographers. And after that, if you want, it's time for champagne.
Great emotions there from our race winner Lukas Stiefelhagen on the podium. We're going to thank you very much for being here at the track, for watching on the live stream. We will be back at 15:30 for race number 2. Remember, this is a reversed top 8 grid. That means lots of fighting for people coming back through the field. And of course, remember, Linus Jennelut starting on the pole position. Thank you very much. We're back at 15:30.